Hello, hatboro-horsham. It's a little pattern picking. It's called pattern picking. I'm going to play just it's something that's used in Landslide, and give you something to practice, just a repetitive pattern that's recognizable and sounds nice. And that pattern would be I'm forming a C chord here, and I'm hitting the bass note at string 5, fret 3, which is a C note, and you should start thinking of that in terms of being a C note. Here's a C chord, so I have a C at string 2, fret 1, and a C also at string 5, fret 3. Now we're only going to use in this pattern, we're only going to use the middle 4 strings, string 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the pattern is going to be, camp your middle finger on string 2 and your index finger on string 3, and you're going to be playing an alternating bass between string 5 and 4 as we go through these chord changes. And the pattern that you're going to play is you hit the bass at string 5, and with your index finger on string 3, you hit string 3, and then you hit string with the bass again. Your bass note would be on string 4, and then your middle finger will hit whatever note is on string 2. So the pattern would be now I'm going to move this, and here's how the bass line is going to move down to a G. It's actually a G chord with, instead of this G in the bass, with a B in the bass. I'm going to play the same pattern. And then going to go to an A minor 7th, which is just like the A minor, but with your ring finger up so that you have an open string 3, which is a G note. That's the 7th of the A minor. And so far you would have this. Excuse me. Can't do this slowly. And then you're going to come to the A minor. And then back to this G with the B and the bass. And I failed to mention, you also want to put your pinky on string 2, fret 3 for that G chord, where you, this type G chord, where either with made with one finger covering both, or with your pinky and then your your ring finger at fret 3 at strings 1 and 2. But here we're only worried about strings 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you end up with this little pattern. And that's, you probably recognize that as a landslide, which is do slowly. I took my love and I took it down, boom. So I played a little faster, is my love and I took it down, crossed the Vatten and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in a snow-covered hill. Slowed. So that's just something that you play repetitively with that same pattern. And you notice the bass line's going string 5, all on string 5, fret 3, fret 2, open, fret 2, then and it repeats at fret 3. So you have, hear the bass, and you have, this pattern is 1 and 2 and it accents this little movement here on what could be considered a melody that emerges, and you'll hear how that just gets accented by this pattern. So that's the accent that just naturally emerges from that pattern. So that's a nice little pattern for you to practice to get both this alternated bass in with the pattern. See? And a nice thing to practice and master, and that should really help you with just learning how to get the alternating bass, because you have a pattern that's repetitive, and your fingers will just get used to that, and lo and behold, you will be alternating a bass without even knowing it. Just consider you're playing the pattern, and when you play that pattern includes this alternated bass, so that you're not concentrating on the alternated bass, you're concentrating on this pattern. Well, lo and behold, when you do that pattern, you are alternating the bass. So give that a try. You end up with at least a good portion of the Landslide song, and you can use that pattern in a whole bunch of other songs. Okay, work on it, and we'll see you on Tuesday.